The fishing news is brought to you by Intelux Marine Paint and Fanatics of Ocean City, celebrating 25 years at the Jersey Shore.
Hey, I'm Jim Hutchinson with a New Jersey Delaware Bay edition of the Fisherman magazine. I'm here at Waterfront Marine in Somers Point, New Jersey, standing on board a Robalo 22-footer. And I got to tell you, these things are moving pretty fast of late. And that's a really good sign because it seems as the spring season is breaking open. I talked to Sean Riley from Waterfront just earlier. He said a lot of folks are buying boats, and he's seeing that this is the time where people start getting that winter servicing finished up and get their boats on the water, especially with the big news that we have from South Jersey going into this first weekend of April. And that's the very first weakfish reported just a little south of here off of Sea Isle City. And that fish went to Mike Crudele, heir apparent to the Bayhound charters. Captain Al tells me that his son Mike was out earlier this week throwing a Mr. Twister Silver Fleck and had that weakfish. He also had a couple of fluke that he had to release. Of course, it's too early for the season. And Al tells me he's seen more bait on the water down around Sea Isle than he has seen since pre-Sandy. He's seeing minnows, he's seeing grass shrimp, big shrimp, the manna shrimp, and also some anchovies. Mike also was out catching some crabs. He got 3/4 of a bushel this week after checking 6 of those pots. So that's a good sign. The first weakfish is here in South Jersey. Definitely time to start gunning for them. We've also had our first trophy striper release, at least near trophy release, that was reported earlier this week by BSC Caster, who tagged and released this big monster. According to STC Sports in Gibbstown, not the only one. In fact, more folks like Brinkman's in Philadelphia also reporting a good bite on those big spawning Delaware Bay, Delaware River fish. Up the upper Delaware River, big cows, these big spawners are starting to be reported in that stretch up the river. But I gotta remind you that as of April 1st, as of this weekend, it is a catch and release only fishery from the Calhoun Street Bridge in Trenton south down to the Salem River. But again, those spawning stripers are on the move. You got to figure those herring are moving along pretty quickly too. So the big fish coming into the area to the southwest of where we are in Somers Point, also good news. Smaller fish in this neighborhood, this neck of the woods, out on some of the front beaches. We've got reports from One Stop Bait and Tackle, double header of catches on the T-Jetty in Atlantic City. And also from Andy at Riptide in Brigantine. We had the earlier email earlier in the week, if you saw that, when it was young Michael Clare who got out on Easter Sunday. Didn't want to go for the Easter eggs, and he and his stepfather got out on the front beaches of Brigantine for some short striper action. Again, here at this juncture where the Great Egg Harbor River and the Tuckahoe River, good reports of striped bass and also perch up those rivers. In fact, the folks at Fanatics say that the 9th Street Bridge is also producing some striped bass on some of those plastics. It's only a matter of time before you can expect those first weakfish catches around here as well. The boat bite has been beginning. Some of the folks out on boats recently, Jay Simmons had some light tackle plastics action. Western Barnegat Bay, he was out fishing with Captain Steve Pearl of Real Fantasy Charters. Double-digit catches earlier this week, so that's also a good sign. And Steve was telling me that he's been marking quite a few fish, so it was only a matter of time before that started breaking open. Also, congratulations to Johnny Bucktails Contello. North Jersey angler was out on the boat and caught his first keeper of the 2016 season, presumably up along the Raritan. Again, we're getting more reports of striped bass all over the Raritan as well. Folks out on the boats are marking them, so you can assume, you can figure that action is going to break open. I keep saying it's going to break open at some point with the nice weather we've had. Getting into April now, it's sure to be gangbusters at some point. Also, don't forget to get in on those winter flounder from Central Jersey up through North Jersey before they're on the move. Nick Cicero sent this photo in. Not just the fact that they're winter flounder, but they're jumbos, big fat ones, and they are biting. But as we get these fluke arriving, as we get more of these monster stripers and a weakfish, it's always a good sign that those winter flounder are going to start moving a little farther to the east, make room for those fluke that are on their way back as well. Don't forget to register, folks. If you're fishing in New Jersey salt waters this year, you gotta go register. It's free and it's online. NJ Registry, or saltwaterregistry.nj.gov. Go over and do that. You gotta do it every year. Of course, you'll always need your freshwater fishing license. That spring trout season in New Jersey opens up in just another week. The guys in Delaware are already out on the trout-stocked waters. Gerard Pampani here plugged up some monster crappie, though. he's getting himself ready for the trout season. He was fishing earlier this week up in Hillsboro, and that's what I'm hearing too, and we've got that in our report section for the week. A lot of those crappies are big, real big fat ones, so get out there with the plugs. On the calendar for you this weekend, make note of some of the things that are coming up in the next few days. Tuesday, April 5th at DNR Boats in Greenbrook. The guys from the Fin Chasers Charters and Fin Chasers TV, they're going to be out doing a spring kickoff spectacular. This seminar is Tuesday, April 5th at DNR. Make sure you call to reserve your spot, 732-968-2600. Dial in to extension 605. Saturday, April 2nd. This Saturday is Scott's Bait and Tackle's first annual tackle show. That's going to be running from 8 till 2. 8 a.m. till 2 p.m. over at Scott's, a big spring tackle show. That's at his location in Mystic Islands down there on Radio Road. On Saturday, the HRFA is celebrating 50 years along with the Fisherman magazine. But they've got their big 50th anniversary banquet coming up Saturday night in Piermont, New York. NBC's Brian Thompson from New York's NBC affiliate will be there as MC. If you want some information on that, call Dan Harrison or Arnie Ulrich. You can get all the ticket information. Now, here at Waterfront Marine this Saturday, if you don't have your boat certificate, your boat safety certificate, you can do so here at Waterfront on Saturday. Check in with the Waterfront Marine website and make sure you register. They're selling robalos hot and just out the door. In fact, I got to get out of here because I think this 22 is moving. But right here on the showroom floor, you'll be able to take that class and get your boating certificate. So you new boat owners, you're going to have to get certified before you get out on the boat. Some sad news to pass along this week. My good friend Jim Wynn, longtime volunteer for the Recreational Fishing Alliance. My prayers and condolences go out to his family. Jimmy just passed away, and he was a fixture at the shows. Such a wonderful man. Fair winds and following seas to you, my friend. You're sorely missed already. The action has begun. The April edition of the Fisherman magazine is out there in newsstands. Of course, you subscribers, next week you're going to start getting those weekly editions. And if you're not getting the weekly editions, then you're not subscribed. So I would tell you right now, go over and see us right now over at thefisherman.com. You can join us there. $29 will get you all 38 issues of the magazine. And until you sign up, I will see you again here next week on thefisherman.com.
The Fishing News is brought to you by Intelux Marine Paint and Fanatics of Ocean City, celebrating 25 years at the Jersey Shore.